Our art project today is making these plates. We're going to be doing a little collaboration with Mother Nature to get these leaf imprints into our objects. So to start out, we're going to have a few simple tools. We're going to have a slab of clay. Remember, a slab of clay is a flat piece of clay. We're going to have 2 wooden tools, and you will also have what looks like an ordinary plastic plate, but we're going to be using it as a mold today. So a mold is something that will hold the form of a clay piece. And we're going to start by checking to see if your slab is big enough for your mold. And if it's not, you can use the roller to roll it out a little bit. Looks like it needs to get a little wider this way, so I'm going to turn it and roll it on the short side. This looks like it'll do the trick. So this is perfect. I'm just going to press it down into the mold, trying not to leave too many fingerprints in it. And then I'm going to use my tool. You can use either one probably. And I'm just going to find the edge and trace along. Just trying to keep it straight up and down. Go all the way around. And we'll just return the rest of the extra clay back up to me. So I'm just going to take my finger around and make sure that no clay is holding onto the bottom. What happens if clay is holding onto the bottom of your mold is that when the clay dries, it's going to shrink in together, and part of it will stay attached to the edge of the plate and the other part will crack. So we don't want your edge of your plate to be broken. So that's step 1, and we'll probably need to do that at the end too, just to double check. And then you also want to take your finger and smooth around these little clay boogers that are sticking off, because remember, those things are soft now, but they get spiky in the kiln, and we do not want sharp, spiky boogers on our plate. No. I'm just going to dip my finger in a little water to smooth the edge. Makes it a little easier. And I had this bowl right here, so handy. So I got these beautiful 4-leaf clovers as a gift from one of my students. I can't even believe they found so many. And I'm going to use them to press into my plate. So since my clovers have been soaking in water, I just am going to use a paper towel to blot up some of the extra water. Too much water left on clay can lead to cracking, and also it'll dilute my glaze. It'll make it a little too thin. So I'm just going to do that to get it ready. And now these clovers are going to make a resist of, it's going to keep the glaze off of the plate. So I'm going to pick 2 colors. I'm going to pick Irish Luck and the Green Thumb. And these colors will be brighter when they come out of the kiln. So you just need a little bit. We'll just put a little bit in each one of these. And we're just going to brush over our plate. We're just going to brush over our plate like this. Brush over all the leaves. We're going to have to let it dry for a minute and then remove the leaves. So that one little well of underglaze gave me enough to give one coat on the top. And with this, if you want it to be a brighter color, then you want 2 coats. So you may want to come back and get some more if you're only using one color. So right now I'm just going to go around the edge and get the rim. And now I'm going to use my second color of green just to make some different colors, just some highlights around here. Okay, so now that I've got 2 coats of glaze on here, and it's still pretty wet, I'm going to take my thumb around the bottom and just make sure that no clay is holding on to the edge of my mold. I'm just going carefully and pulling it up. Look at that, pretty cool. So this seems to work just fine. At this point we're done. We're just going to let it dry in the mold so the mold will support the sides up. When it dries, it contracts and it will be easy just to pick it out. And so then if you want to just double check and make sure that it's kind of hard, you'll have to hold it up high, but just make sure that no clay is hanging over and wrapping around the mold, then you're good to go. And we're going to take all these and put them on the back counter to dry in the sun.